Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to teach you or give you a lot of tips and tricks about how to use a NANAMI in JJS, which is a salaryman, by the way. So just to make sure that this character is still not completed yet, okay? It still needs 2 more moves to his awakening. Yeah, but this guide is going to help you out. Hopefully, if you want to know how to use NANAMI properly, I'm going to give you a lot of good tips and also combo extenders and stuff. So just make sure to watch the full video if you want to be better at NANAMI, okay? The first tip is going to be about the R special, which is the usage of ratio point, okay? So, okay, look, I see a lot of people like using the R special at, like, when they're behind each other, like even if you like try to hit them, you get hit by someone else, you know? So I recommend to use the R special when you're like comboing someone. Oh, maybe, or when you like uppercut them, then activate, then you can like use a move. Alright, or when you're like M1ing them, which with the help you can also do black flashes. Yeah, but do not activate the R special whenever you're like a bit far away from them. So just be a little closer, or like whenever you're trying to attack them, and once you hit, then R special, move and stuff, you know. And yeah, you can also do a lot of stuff with the R special, which will be in the upcoming tips and tricks which I will give you. So just watch the full video, okay? And if you want to time the R special, you need to time it exactly in the 0.6 second. 0.6 second, no more or less than that. 0.6 second. Then you will be able to time the R special ratio point, okay? The next tip is going to be about the cleaving whirlwind or something, like some air attacks, okay? So this is one of the best tips, I'd say, and which also gives extra damage, by the way. And this is unescapable. You cannot escape this, as this gives you true ragdoll, okay? So basically, you know, like if you do R special, then all M4, it gives you a black flash. You can do a black flash. But a fact about black flash is that it gives you true ragdoll, which means they cannot use evasive out of it at all. So for that, but the thing about this is that you should use the uppercut black flash instead of the normal one. This one. Now you know why? Because you can do a lot of things with it, okay? For example, if I time this out and use this, you can see that it still hit the player. Even if I use the cleaving whirlwind while they were in the mid-air, it still hit them. It still hit them, by the way, okay? So using the cleaving whirlwind, okay? So there's another way how you can do this again, but with a different move. If you don't know, but blunt cut air variant has 2 ratio point variant. Let me show you. So you see those 2 attacks, 2 different attacks, right? So if I do R special, then blunt cut, it does the critical damage in the first slash. But if I time out the R special after the first hit, it does a bounce. It does a bounce. Alright? And if you do the bounce and do cleaving whirlwind, it will still damage them. Alright? Yeah, so these are the aerial tricks which you can do to damage other people. Now the next tip. Now look, Severance here can do a lot of combo extends, okay? And also do a little more damage to other things, okay? So you know, Severance kick is a really interesting move. It can do a forward kick and a backward kick, which does the same damage and all same knockback. But what if I tell you can do a lot of things with this, okay? Okay, so first thing I want to tell you what you can do with Severance kick is that you can also like try to combo extend, but not really as you think. You can, okay, this trick only works on people who already use their evasive, like or they are out of evasive. So if you like down slam them and stand up on them, See, this is what you can do, by the way. Yeah, so this is what you can do. So just to explain again, you just gotta like stand up on their body, like above lower body, then do the severance kick. But yeah, sometimes you do get a jump, but you gotta be careful with that. But that happens, but you gotta time out this perfectly, okay? But yeah, I'd say this is kind of a risky move again. But yeah, this is pretty useful if you land it perfectly, because it gives you a good combo extend. Now, there's one more thing I want to tell you about Severance Kick, and this is one of the most best thing about it, is that it's literally unblockable. You know why? I mean, you guys might be talking about, oh, you can't. It's not really unblockable because it does no damage. But if you do the reverse kick, it bypasses block and it still damages them, by the way. So, for example, if I do this, it still damages them, okay? It bypasses the block. But if you do the front one, it's not gonna damage them at all, but it's still gonna give them knockback. But if you do the reverse kick, yep, it does damage. But yeah, you cannot connect this with this blunt cut. You can see right here. Yeah, you cannot connect it with the blunt cut. Okay. Another thing about blunt cut is that you can use it as a combo extend, kind of, if you're like facing a wall, like this. If you have an enemy like near a wall, just use severance kick right there, and it's gonna combo extend, kind of. Like they're gonna stick to the wall, and you can like just M1 again, as it also resets your M1 back to normal. So yeah, this is pretty useful. And yeah, one more thing which you can do with severance kick is that you can use it to throw objects like trash can, extinguisher. Using severance kick, you can also do both twice of the critical damage. If you like get a player near the trash can and use severance kick, just near the trash can, like whenever like they're near it, it does a double the damage. You can see it right there. Let me just show again. You can see that does a crazy amount of damage right there. So yeah, that's what it can do. And you can also use this to like cancel people's side dashes or front dash using the back kick, you know. Now, look, I'm not gonna explain everything about it, but like, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you the most important thing about blunt cut, okay? Blunt cut has a really good move. Blunt cut is really a good move, and it's also like a charging move, okay? Which, if you charge it, it's gonna do double damage, okay? And it also has a good range. See? And you can also use blunt cut as a combo extend, okay? Now, let me show you the proper mechanics of it. So, blunt cut is basically if you like just do a normal version. It has a bit startup, but it does pretty normal damage at it. But if you use the R special variant, it does a pretty good damage, okay? Pretty good damage. So if somebody is blocking, and if I use the R special variant, it's gonna still attack them. But again, it's gonna attack them even better. It does more damage with a critical hit, okay? And yeah, what I mean by proper usage of blunt cut is that people use it without the R special variant, and they just use it to miss it or something, or like use the whole variant. So even if like someone is blocking, I just use the R special from here and like hold variant and it does a pretty good combo extend, okay? It works as a pretty good combo extend. Let me show you. So yeah, if you want to like use it as a combo extend, you can like just do it and then side dash out of them. You guys can still hit them. But yeah, there's one more thing about blunt cut air variant is that you could use it as a combo extend. Let me show how. So if you like just do the first slash, then miss the other one, it does like a little combo extend. Let me show you. Yeah, you can ignore a little green, but you know, they still cannot evasive out of it. I mean, evasive out of it, okay? Alright, the next tip is going to be some real combo extensions, okay? A whole combo extensions. So you know, there's a lot of combo extensions and all stuff, which I'm gonna mix all of them again. So for example, I'm gonna show you the severance kick and blood cut thing. You might think that I'm talking about this thing. And the answer is kinda yeah and no, okay? But because I'm gonna show you two things about this, okay? Now, you know, if you do this, it does a pretty good damage, but there's one more way, which is really like a combo extend. And okay, let me show you how. So basically there's a combo extension, but for that you do need no evasive for that person. So the person should be out of evasive. 3M1, then an uppercut, then jump, severance kick, then blunt cut, which is going to give you a proper combo extend. Let me show you. See, I'm gonna do it again. Let me show again. Alright, so that was a proper combo extend which you can do with no effort. It's really easy, you can do that. And yeah, and there's one more thing which you can do with the blunt cut and severance kick thing, is that if you try to do this variant, I'd recommend to like activate your ratio point once you use the severance kick. Let me show you. Okay, I missed. This thing, I'm talking about this thing, okay? So I'm just for the slow motion, I'm gonna show you. You see how crazy damage it does, okay? So yeah, I do recommend using severance kick, then R special activation, then blunt cut, okay? Yeah, I know that's pretty hard to do, but once you get used to your R special timing, then you will do it with no effort, okay? With no effort. Now the next tip is going to be about stabilize, okay? Now what do you mean by stabilize? I mean, you do know that stabilize helps you to stun the player. Even if you use the R special of it, it stuns them. But yeah, it's unblockable, by the way. The R special variant one though. Now what if I tell you that if a player is on a ragdoll, you can still use stabilize on them? See? It still works on them and all, and which is pretty amazing. Now one more fact about this is that if you try the R special variant of it while someone is on a ragdoll, it's not gonna work. Okay, it's not gonna work at all. Okay, let me show you again. Oh. See, it didn't activate the R special, okay? But yeah, using this, you can actually do more critical damage than before, okay? Now here's why. So basically, if you do the R3 down slam, then this, you could use either blunt cut or severance kick. I mean, or cleaving whirlwind, I mean, to do extra more damages, okay? Now this is what you can do so far with the text I give you. So it does this damage, by the way. And yes, I have used this on actual players, and I can say this to you that it actually works properly, okay? Well, yeah, you just gotta like time out your side dash and all. And yeah, especially when someone's like on a ragdoll, you gotta perfectly do this thing. It's kind of hard. Alright, so okay, so that's what I can tell you about what to use and what to not use. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much it. And let me know if you have more tips about NANAMI, which people can use let me know in the comment section. And yeah, that was pretty much it, and thanks for watching.